Hello all and welcome back to the Scouting Centre. I'm your host, Mr. Diz TV, and my guest today, somebody really special, somebody who recently became Twitch partner, and he did it without being on other platforms. So he does have a YouTube, but he doesn't upload to it often. So the work and the effort that he did it to become a Twitch partner in the Football Manager community is amazing. He loves Football Manager so much that he wanted us, the player, the streamers, to commemorate our Football Manager saves forever and created full-time prints where we can make our Football Manager memories last forever. He has been involved in every Football Manager Streamer Showdown since Football Manager 20 Season 6, and although he's yet to win one, he has been the runner-up twice. It is, of course, Mike, as known as Sweetleftfoot. Mike, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Diz. All the better for another fantastic Scouting Centre intro. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, I did kind of mumble a little bit, but that's going to be edited out. You guys will not know about that mumble, apart from the fact that I told you about that mumble. But yeah, no, it's so great to have you on. The amount of work that has gone into you becoming a Twitch partner that you've done yourself, and I think it's really amazing to have you on because it goes to show you don't necessarily need to be making content elsewhere to get to achieve that goal of a Twitch partner.
Yeah, it was generally looking back at 2021, one of the proudest moments of the year for me, and it's something that I never really thought I'd get to, especially like you said, not being on other platforms. It's funny you say that because one of my friends sent me a tweet the other day saying that it's really hard to grow just by streaming. You need to be on YouTube or Twitter or TikTok, etc., and growing a platform and bringing people to Twitch, because discoverability for live streaming isn't the best compared to the other platforms. But yeah, it was a lot of hard work, a lot went into it, and I remember like when I first started, when I got affiliate, and a couple of months after, I was looking at my average views and the requirements for partner and thought, well, that'll be nice one day, but really can't see it happening. And like just over a year later, it did, and like I think I told you, like I couldn't have been happier and prouder, and genuinely like a real achievement. Like still thinking about it, it's hard to kind of put into words, just like the sheer amount of happiness that left me at the time, and just to get that big purple tick. I had a cake made, so I really enjoyed it.
Well, it was an amazing achievement, and I know we discussed it quite a lot, to be fair, beforehand. And when it did finally happen, it was amazing. I mean, I've said that word about 18 times now already in this interview. I can't say amazing. I say ecstatic. No, I can't say that either. So, was that your highlight over the last 12 months or so? Because you were last on around March 2021 on the Scouting Centre. You were guest number 5, I believe. So, since then, would you say that was your content highlight?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's been a few things that I've been really proud of. Like you said in the intro, being in so many showdowns, being a part of like the showdown and the lowdown is really cool. Getting to 2 finals, winning the Super League twice as well, being involved in the playoffs. I think winning down the local as well. Lots of different like drafting competitions I'm proud of. As you touched on, full-time prints I'm really proud of. But the Twitch partner, when I looked at like the numbers and the figures and how many people that do stream on Twitch as a platform are partners, it's very small. And I know some people try and it's really hard to get. And I thought, sure, I've put a lot of work into this. It's, you know, I've had help, I've had guidance, but people don't really know how much goes into it behind the scenes. And it felt like a real, like I'd really earned it. And it was a real like moment of payoff for me to finally get that. So I think, yeah, it's looking back on that year since I've last been on the Scouting Centre is genuinely one of my proudest moments. It's just not just in like content, but in life. Like, and I know that may sound weird or sad to some people, but when you're quite passionate about something and you enjoy it as I do, you know, it feels like a promotion, and this, you know, it's something to be proud of, and generally I was so happy.
So let's talk about that. How did you do it?
I thinking back on it, I don't really know if there was one specific thing I did. I put a lot of time into like my layout of the stream and different scenes, and trying to add something different every few weeks, whether it's an emote or a sound or a scene, something to keep viewers engaged. I also wanted to acknowledge people when they came in. I know it's a bit more difficult when you've got hundreds and hundreds of people. But I feel like where I was still growing, I was at a size where I really wanted people to feel valued and have a good time in the chat and a good time in the stream, whether they're there for 10 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, regardless of how long they're there. I want them to feel like I'm paying attention to them. I'm interested in what they're saying and they're giving me their time. So the least I can do is make them feel welcome and happy. And I think I was just very consistent with it. I knew the numbers I wanted to hit. I luckily had a lot of help from people as well. I did reach out to people who are already partners for advice, obviously Matt being one of them. And they gave me some knowledge and some things to do and some things not to do. And I didn't want to sort of publicize it. I didn't want to put all over Twitter and Discord, oh, we're X amount of viewers away, this, that, and the other. I just wanted to keep going and keep going and keep going. And even after I'd sent the application, I didn't tell anyone. I still said, oh, we're nearly there, because I wanted to keep the numbers high and I wanted to show Twitch that, this isn't just a momentary spike. This is something that is going to continue to grow and continue to grow. Give me partner. And when they did eventually, send the email through, I was on the golf course and I cheered and got told off by the people on the hole in front of me. Worth it.
I think that's quite amazing, to be fair. That I've said the word again.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant, to be fair. The fact that you got it on the golf course, because I know how much you love golf as well. That's another one of your passions. So getting Twitch partner while you're playing golf, I think that's pretty special. So in relation to your Twitch partner, you get the application, you apply for it, you get accepted. What are your now next steps in relation to your Twitch? Because I've been in your streams. They're really interactive. They're really fun. You never take yourself too seriously, which I think always helps in providing a good, engaging experience for the viewer. Where do you see that going in the future, and how do you want it to grow?
So I did set myself goals for certain numbers at the beginning of... I sort of treat it not by a calendar year basis of January to December, but more so the FM game cycle, because that's essentially, not much I stream other than that. That's sort of like my year from sort of October, November through to the following October, November. So throughout this FM, I can't remember what my averages were, but I would have liked my average viewers and interactions to go up. I wanted to grow the Discord as well, so to drag people from Twitch to the Discord so I can engage with people and the community more, because it makes them want to come back and spend more time with me and the chat and get to know each other. I think it's a real safe, happy place. So I'm sure, like you said, I'm glad you enjoy it. Hopefully other people do too. In terms of saves, things that are engaging, like I'm doing Deportivo now. I did Kaiserslautern last year, and I feel like they're quite similar in terms of the aim and the goal of what I wanted to achieve from those. So I think that draws people in as well, the story, the narrative of that. And like you said, I don't take myself too seriously. I have fun with it because that's what it is. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's an escape for me, somewhere I want to come to relax, unwind and chill out with a really good bunch of people. I mean, I'd love the numbers to keep going up as we all would, like the followers and, the interactions and average viewers. So hopefully it starts to creep up and get there. But again, as you said in the intro, I think I do need to do a little bit more, especially with videos. Like YouTube and TikTok, I basically don't exist on at the moment. The YouTube channel's there, but I think I've uploaded 2 videos from FM21 and I'm quite disappointed with that. And I don't really have an excuse. Like I had an idea, all about the ideas I've had. I tell you them, I write stuff down, and I just don't go through with it. So it's annoying because I see other great streamers who have got a really big presence on YouTube have more viewers on Twitch because of their YouTube videos. They have, people come across and watch them. And I think, I could do that. But it's just putting the time and the effort into it. So that's the next step for me, trying to grow the audience and grow the community by branching out onto different apps and different sites.
So why aren't you doing that?
I don't know. It's a good question, and saying that is blunt, but I think it's just comes down to a bit of laziness with YouTube. I haven't found a style of video that I really like for myself. I tried Let's Plays, I tried the One Season Wonders, and I'd still like to do something around that, but maybe, streamline it a little bit more. I did one with Arsenal that was 9 episodes. I'd like to maybe nullify them. I feel like evergreen content and stuff people can binge and watch quickly is naturally going to help. So that's what I'd like to focus on. I'd love to, I think one thing that lets me down as well, I may have said this on the previous Scouting Centre, my editing isn't really great. A lot of my editing is just like cutting. That's pretty much it, or zooming in here or there, or dragging in a picture so it appears on screen when I'm talking about it, which sometimes the simple things can be really effective. But when I watch other people's videos and I see how smooth the transitions are and how differently it's edited, I do think, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. And there's been times where I've put the time in on YouTube to watch videos of how to get better at editing with certain programs, and that's one of the things I've really struggled with. So it may take me just going back to basics and editing them as I did before, because they weren't terrible, I don't think. And just I need to just record, edit the videos and make them, and just set myself time to do that, because I'm only letting myself down, and the only reason I'm not growing more is because I'm not putting that time and effort into the editing and into playing the game and creating the videos and having a script and an idea of what I want to do. I do have that now. I have, like I've said to you, I've got the ideas for the videos. I've got lots of teams down that I want to do certain things with. It's just doing it.
But also, you've had this massive personal life change as well, haven't you? So last time we spoke, you were living in Spain, or you were trying to live in Spain, I guess, because you were planning on going back, I believe. I think that was around March 2021. And now since then, you've obviously settled back in the UK. You're back at home. You've got a new relationship with Chloe, who is really supportive of your aspirations, it seems, from the outside looking in. Has that had an impact in the amount of time you can dedicate to making content?
Yeah, she takes up all my flipping time.
As it should be. As it should be.
Oh, she's going to see this, isn't she?
I'm saving you here.
No,
you don't mind about that. You don't mind.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, generally, the life change coming back during the pandemic, and then sort of having to... I had a lot of stuff in Spain anyway. My car was there and a thing. So at one point I would have had to go back. But I think, well, I know I made the right decision in coming back and staying here and getting things back on track in life here with, family, friends, and luckily met Chloe at the right time. And everything's just fallen into place there. Like, I know it's really cliche, but really, really perfectly. Like, I can't stress it enough how... Like, I feel I said it to you before privately, very settled. There's nothing more I really want from life other than what I have, and some other bits that are going on behind the scenes in life that are improving my quality of life and my general happiness. But other than that, I'm looking around and I'm thinking I'm very, very happy, very content with where I am, and I don't want things to ever really change. And you're right, yeah, she's really supportive. Took a bit of explaining to begin with. When I told her I was streaming certain evenings, I don't think she really knew what was going on, but she's fully up to date now, I think, fully up to speed, and hey, she's subbed for 9 months, so she must be, it's either a sympathy sub or she's enjoying the content. But no, in general, like, big life changes, but for the better, positives, and really, really, really happy with it.
So obviously being in this relationship, you used to stream, I think it was Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays at 9 p.m. But for the last 9 months or so, and it kind of coincided to when you became a Twitch partner as well, you started streaming earlier in the day. Was that to facilitate your relationship and make room for that relationship? Or was it a active Twitch reason or streaming reason why you streamed at that time?
A bit of both, really. You've hit the nail on the head with both. I found that there were a lot more people online in the evening as well. I opened myself up for more raids, but I really wanted the retention and to keep building a community. And I didn't think the evening ones were working amazingly for that. They were okay to an extent, but I thought there's 12 hours in the day there from like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. that I could stream at some point during there. And that's 12 hours where people might be watching streams, and then I could drag them in and maybe they'll come for an evening one, etc. Then I spoke to Matt, like I said, mentor, and I know he streamed 11 till 3 on, I think, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I spoke to Ben, I spoke to some others about stream times and things like that, and holding an audience and maintaining an audience, and eventually came to the conclusion that I should try some morning streams, some daytime streams, and see how they go. Because the worst thing was people aren't going to turn up, and then okay, cool, I know this is a bad idea. And I didn't really want to stream the same time as Matt, and at the time Luke was streaming earlier as well on Twitch. So I found a gap sort of on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday from about the same time, 10:30, 11 till about 2:30, 3, 3.5, 4 hours. Sometimes it runs over, and that really works well. And that, I think, really accelerated the Twitch partner push, especially as, like, during that time, I mean, I do it, I'm sure you do it, like, people at work will be having a stream on and listening, maybe not engaging too much, but they can treat it as like radio or like a podcast, and they listen to it. And if they're at work or at home, they're doing things, it's a bit easier than if it's, say, 9 o'clock at night when people have had a long day at work. They want to come home and spend time with their family, friends, have some time to themselves, get an early night. I feel like the audience was bigger in the morning, which is one of the reasons why I switched, to help with the partner push. And of course, like with Chloe, opening up some evenings and free evenings, I can spend more time with Chloe, and we can go out and do things. And like, for quality of life, I said to you just before we started this, I'm like waking up now at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm tired by like 9 in the evening, and I'm really enjoying it because I get up, I start my day much earlier, I get things done before I stream, where I used to just wake up at like 9, half 9 and think, well, crap, I should probably stream in about an hour. Whereas now I've got like 3 or 4 hours before that to walk Woody, have breakfast, sort out any work bits that need doing as well, and that's before I stream. So I do feel a lot more productive with the morning streams, and like the fact that I'm not streaming late helps just with overall quality of life as well.
And that takes us to full-time Prince. What was your thinking behind that?
I can't remember exactly what I saw that sparked the idea. Or I don't know if it was a save that I had or just an idea I had. But I thought, I wish there was a way to... I think it was during the Kaiserslautern save. I thought, I wish there was a way to remember this, because that was my longest save ever, like even before streaming. One of my most enjoyable ones, had so much fun with it. And I thought, I'd love to remember this rather than just the save file, because then you have to load up the old game and you look through it. There's a lot of information to take in. And I had a save before, I think, where I had exactly that. I think it was on FM 15 or 16 years ago. I had a Brighton save, and I've still got the save file somewhere, but I don't think I'm ever going to go back and look at it because I'm not going to install the game. But if I had a print made of like a best 11 or an achievement or something like that, I thought, oh, that's a nice way to remember it. And I thought, well, what could I do with this? Like, how can I expand this? How can I broaden this? Started writing ideas down for different print styles, mocking up a few drafts. Like, you should see, I'll send you the first couple after this. They are so bad compared to what it is now. Like, the difference between when I started with it just as an idea to where it is now as like a business, a company, it's night and day. And I thought, this is something that could really be a thing. Like, this sort of thing doesn't really exist too much at the moment. I know a few people were doing it here and there, but the ideas I had of different print styles, I've seen loads on Etsy about all sorts of different ideas and different like ways of life. Thought some of these could really take off. And I thought, FM is such a big space. 1 million players plus play this game. Even if like 1% of those all want to print, like, this is going to be fantastic. It's a way for people to remember their saves, people to commemorate their saves. They've got the choice, they've got the option of different prints. And I thought it was, again, one of those things, Diz, I think you know with me, sometimes I have an idea, like I'm the ideas man, I have the idea, but I won't implement it. And this one I thought, no, this is a great idea. Let's run with it and see where it goes. And it's still very early. I know it's been going for about 6 months, still very early stages, but there's still so much more to do and so much more room to grow with it as well.
Well, there's a lot of versatility, isn't there? And you know, over my right shoulder, I'm just pointing to it, is one of the full-time prints that you made for me for the Scouting Centre, where you got a list of all the guests. There is so much versatility with it, isn't there? So there is, I mean, you've got your set prints now, but you could easily double them within the next month or so with the amount of ideas that you've got.
Yeah, one thing I'm really conscious about is just like space on the print. Some people have messaged and asked for X, Y, and Z, and I've sort of mocked it up and thought it doesn't look good because there's too much. Like, there's not enough space. And like, I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not the best at, you know, creating things like this by any means. But I feel like I'm still learning, I'm still growing the prints, and they're still getting better and better. Like I think of little things and make small, tiny tweaks just to make them a bit more easy on the eye, a bit more, enjoyable to look at, proud for people to have. And like you said, there's so much versatility. You can do so much with FM. You can go into other sports or other games. You can go into it in real life, and that's kind of, well, I say kind of, that's really where I want to push it over the next couple of months over summer. So like those mornings where I'm up at like 6:30, 7, that's what I'm going to be working on before I start anything, just to get a couple of hours in of getting that done. Plus, I love the one I made for you. That was the first one I made, which had lots of different colours on it. So like if you did an Arsenal one, it was like a red background, or Chelsea would be blue, Norwich yellow and green, etc. Whereas yours was like the first like black background, then with like the colour pops of all the names, and that was still to this day one of my favourite ones to make because of that.
Well, I was really touched and humbled that you did that, and it sits proudly over my right shoulder in every episode, because it's an amazing product.
I remember you messaged me and said you were having a bad day or a rough day, and I was halfway through it. I think we were talking about something. I was halfway through it anyway, and you gave the impression that like you just wanted to be offline for the day. You didn't want to talk, and I thought, do I just leave him, or do I just, he might like this? And I remember sending it to you, and I remember you coming back saying it's really made your day and cheered you up and put a smile on your face. And that's the whole idea with it, like for people to have something they remember good times with, and something that they can, look back on things and be proud of, that puts a smile on their face. And if I can put a smile on your face, Diz, hopefully I can put a smile on everyone's. So I can't complain.
I was really touched. I remember receiving it, and I remember that feeling, because ultimately, like, I'm really proud of the scouting centre, but there's times I've had to take some time off. I've been quite open about my personal situation. My wife hasn't been well, etc., etc. So there's been times that I have struggled, but when I get little things like that, it reminds me of the scouting centre. The fact that you did that off your own free will, to put a little smile on my face, meant the absolute world to me. I use that phrase often, but that's because it meant so much to me. So thank you so much for that, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It takes pride of place on my kind of like setup. So I'm genuinely ecstatic with it. What has been the general reception from the FM community in relation to full-time prints?
I really don't want this to come across arrogant at all, but I don't think anyone's really said a bad word about it. It's been really just, they're so much fun to make as well. Like I've approached creators and asked to do some giveaways with them and send them some as well, just to get the name out there and get it working. And I do need to market it a little bit better. At the moment, it's very much through pods like this, or my stream, or Twitter, and that's pretty much it. I mean, marketing, I wouldn't really know where to start, so I do need to outsource there and get some help, as anyone would. It's generally just so much fun. Like, it's getting people's saves and seeing what they've done, or seeing players or teams or achievements with some crazy teams as well. Like, there's times where orders come through and someone might say they've won, I don't know, the Bolivian First Division, and I think, well, flip me, I've got to go and find the trophy for this to get it silhouetted and put on the print. And slowly my sort of like my folder of silhouette trophies is growing and growing. I've only just finished the Scottish one. But it's slowly growing, and it's getting easier. I'm getting a bit more familiar with it and how to do the prints, what I like about them. And I think the more people know about it, I'm very open to ideas and suggestions. If people offer things or want to help in any way, I'm more than happy to have conversations with people and listen. But overall, the general feeling, I think, has been really good, just because I think it's different, it's new, it's unique. There's lots of options, and I think by the orders and the amount of people that have been interested in them, I think that kind of speaks for itself.
It's funny because the amount of times I look at Discord and I see you playing, like, not playing, but you're on FM21 or FM20.
Yeah.
And I'm like, full-time prints. So I'm genuinely glad you've got that kind of massive reception, or sorry, that positive reception in relation to full-time prints. Where do you see the future with full-time prints?
Just touching on that, I've had people message me when I've been playing, like I went back to FM18, and my mate Luke messaged me saying, dude, what are you doing playing FM18? Are you all right? It's like, Prince.
I really need to win the treble with Arsenal.
I've had to go back and like install and uninstall FM 18, 19. I haven't gone back past 18 yet. I'm waiting for one of those. Someone out there is sitting there with like a really good save of like FM 13. Like, oh yeah, I'd love to get this commemorated. So, oh great, let's go back and install that. But with the prints what I want to do this summer is in real life football prints. I'd like to have different options for different football clubs. I'd like to get a store on Etsy with them, as well as have them as a separate shopping page on the Full-Time Prints website as well. I'd love to do that. I think that would be great. It appeals to a much wider football audience, not just Football Manager players, which, I mean, we both play it, right? It's quite niche compared to other sports games or other games in general. It's quite a niche game. It's quite a small game. But football in general is like massive. And, you know, being involved in a community like this, we speak to so many people that support so many different teams. Like in one of my chats today, there was a Mansfield fan. I've never known anyone to support Mansfield Town, but today I've met someone and they might have a really cool moment in their history that this guy might want a print made of. So if I can make that happen, great. But I think in real life prints with, you know, certain teams or squads or league tables or cup finals or players, or like you said, the possibilities are endless, and having different examples and different options. Some clubs will have more, like you think the bigger clubs that have won more, like United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City will have more options for prints than, say, someone like a Mansfield Town. But giving fans of those clubs just the option, they don't have to like buy one, that's absolutely fine. But if it's there, it gives them a choice, and they might think that's really cool. Like, I really want to remember that title-winning squad, or that, you know, invincible season, or that Champions League final, or that playoff final. Or, you know, I was walking out of Wembley the other day. I went to watch Wickham and Sunderland in the League One playoff final, and I was walking down the stairs, and there was a big sign on the wall. I think it was something to do with West Ham and Bolton. I think it might have been the first FA Cup final or something like that. Didn't see who won it, but something like that. That's a really like old school style game. A first cup final. If West Ham won it, they might want a print version of that. Or if, you know, Breezy would really want a Mark Noble print. I'm sure he would. I've rambled on, but apologies. Just
no, it's all right.
Excited about where it could go and how much can be done with it. Like, is genuinely a passion and something I enjoy doing. And, you know, I want it to just grow and grow and grow.
And you can tell that passion come through when you're discussing it. It's funny you should mention Breeze. I think he'd love a Europa League final one this year.
Oh.
Is that too soon? Oh, awkward.
It's like City would like a Champions League final one, wouldn't they?
And Arsenal would like a champ. No, okay, let's not go there.
We'll get a fifth place one. Just Arsenal fifth, and that's it. Nothing more than that.
Do you remember when you guys used to celebrate finishing fourth? Well, the players used to celebrate finishing fourth.
I miss those times.
Good times. Let's bring it back now to the Streamer Showdown. Obviously, everyone knows you're an integral part of the Streamer Showdown. You haven't missed one since Football Manager 20. We are now in Football Manager 2022. I believe the next season is season 5. You have been in most showdowns as a competitor. More showdowns as a competitor, than as a lowdown panelist, although last time you were a lowdown panelist. You are yet to win one, though. You have got two finals. How has it been, though, being part of the Streamer Showdown, being such an integral part? Hello, all. I really hope you enjoyed the Scouting Centre with Mike Sweetleftfoot, who's giving some amazing answers so far, and will give some going forward. But I need something from you. I need you to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you're listening to this on Spotify, please give it that 5-star review. Let's get back to the interview.
I mean, pick an adjective. Like, it's incredible to be trusted by people that have been doing this for a lot longer than me with such big roles. And again, I think it's said all the time, unless you're involved, nobody really knows how much goes on behind the scenes. It's like to be trusted with, you know, handling chats and sponsorships and things, and being part of the showdown is really, really cool. And, you know, I like doing more. I like doing extra, doing like testing and things and helping out with the website and things. Like, it's nice to me. It feels like I'm achieving something just by helping and being involved, you know. I don't really know how to summarize it. I remember you asking me on FM on the previous Scouting Centre about it, and I'd only just been in a few, and it was more like a I'm happy to be here type of thing. But now where I've been in a lot more, whether it's Showdown, Lowdown, and being involved behind the scenes, I do feel like I offer something to the Showdown, and I'm good for it, and I love being involved. Like, it's so much fun. There's nothing like a Showdown week, whether you're involved or on the Lowdown. Like, both weeks are quite different, and I've experienced both on this FM. And the Lowdown previously was so much fun, and the Showdowns before have been so much fun as well. Even, I think I went from season 2, like you said, coming runner-up, and season 3 I was in the elimination game. But I still had so much fun with it. And I think that's just because I enjoy playing against other streamers as well, and like drafting and having fun. Obviously, the Sunday's a bit more serious, but the Saturday is such a laugh, and the whole week, the content around it, it's great. Like, there's nothing I'd change about it at the moment. I'm like very humbled to continue to be involved and consistently be asked back.
I mean, I still haven't forgiven you for nearly making me take my big baller hat off on the Streamer Showdown Saturday when you beat me. I mean, I feel better because I finished higher in the league table, but I still haven't forgiven you, Mike. I want you to know that. Oh, for God's sake. What is the point? What is the... I nearly took my big baller hat off. I nearly took my big... No, but I'm still a big baller.
I didn't realise that. You finished above me.
Yeah, because you were 8th.
Yeah,
Ben was 9th. I was 7th, which is quite funny, right? Because people are like, oh, you finished 7, you should have... No. 7's my favourite number. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, great signs. And obviously on the last one, you returned to the Lowdown where it all began. Mm-hmm. How much has that evolved from your last appearance on the Lowdown to the most recent one?
God, the last one, I think it was like September or October 2020. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's been like 18 months. It's been a long time. But you can tell, like, I watch the Lowdown when I'm not on the Lowdown and I've been on the Showdown. I do go back and watch it all. But it's just like small changes, I think, that make such a big difference. Like, I had so much fun, and I know Sai has had fun with this as well. I think everyone on the Lowdown has. You know the goal button? Yeah. And the red card, that's so much fun to press. Little changes like that make it so much better. The conversation...
Not for Nerdphonic when we're all pressing it at the same time.
When I think 3 or 4 people press it, and he's like, well, where do we go now?
Where do I go now?
But no, it's great that whoever they seem to put on the Lowdown just takes to it like a duck to water. It's perfect. And the 3 other panelists and Matt that I was on there with and you would be on there with, it's like just a big chat about FM, and who doesn't love that? Like, it's so cool. It's so much fun. And I think Ben always says, like, he really wants to push the Lowdown. He wants the Lowdown to be, like the central hub. That's where people come to see what's going on. It's like the Gillette Soccer Saturday of what's going on. And it's getting to the point where I do often think, and I ask my friends, like, did you watch this? What do you think could be done differently from a viewer's perspective? And sometimes they give me really, like, not rubbish replies, but replies that just can't be done, right? You have to work within your limitations. But it's getting to the point where I really don't know what else you can continue to add to keep it going up a notch. It continues to go up. So clearly there's something that I haven't thought of that Matt has or somebody else has. But it's so polished and so good. I mean, you've been on there, Diz, you know it, right? How much fun it is and how engaging it is.
Oh, it's my favourite thing ever.
Have we been on together? On the Lowdown?
No. I think I've been with the Mega Luke. But I don't think I've been on with you.
No, that's something we'll have to put on our bucket list.
Yeah, exactly that.
Share the screen with you.
I wanted to be on one with Curty, but me and Curty, we should have been in 2 together. But he was sick on one of them, and then I was mystery manager number 9.
That was brilliant.
And then the last one, so 3 times we should have been together. And then the last one we should have been on finally. But then, unfortunately, my wife had a back injury, so I couldn't really, justify being up here for like 15, 20 hours while she's struggling to get around the house.
No, of course.
I think mystery manager number 9. Oh my God.
That moment was... I'll never...
I saw your celebration. I was so touched by it. I really, really was.
I was just so happy for you.
It's Mr. Diz!
He's so happy for you. You have 2 of the best moments from... Like, 2 of the most clippable and best moments from the Showdown. The weakness is the manager. is...
Yeah, I don't think Ben likes that one.
That lives long in the memory. And this, your face, when you're just like...
Yeah.
Perfect. Like, the reaction couldn't have been better. It made it, just 10 out of 10. Incredible.
I mean, I've spoken about this a couple of times on the call down and Football Manager Therapy, which hasn't come out yet. Football Manager Therapy, I'm a guest on, which I'll be out, I think, next Tuesday, with Tony Jameson and Rich Owens. But I mentioned it on there, like, I couldn't believe they did all that for me. and even to this day, I still can't believe. And I'm sure Ben and Nerd probably regret it now. They're like, oh, probably, you know what, looking back on it, we should have done so. But I don't know. All the love that I received from everybody as well, the community as a whole, it was, 99.9% positive. And yeah, that's one of my favourite memories.
Yeah.
In a very long, probably my top 2 memories in relation to content creation since I started. So yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. It really was.
I don't think people would. I think you're doing yourself a disservice by saying people would like regret it. I think we poke fun, right? Like, oh, we're doing all this for Diz, but it was so much fun. Like, it was perfect.
But I agreed with them. You're doing all this for me.
Yeah,
like, that was my initial thought. I was trying to process all of this for me through my brain. Like,
but at the same time, like you give so much back as well. You're involved in people's chats. You do, you've been on the lowdown. You do stuff behind the scenes. You run the scouting center. You're a well-known name around the community. Like, I don't agree or see any argument for you to not be involved. Like, it just would make no sense. So you said 99.9%, like it was 100% positive for me. I wouldn't have changed that for anything. That was it just it was great. And then you went and picked Harry Kane first.
Look, we all have regrets in life, okay?
Yeah. Who did you pick second?
Christian Eriksen. What I should have done. So you know what the issue was, right? Obviously, I'm there, and my adrenaline's pumping and everything like that. What I should have done was, Matt Nerd Funny gave me 10 minutes. He goes, start in 10 minutes, and I was like, okay, but I started straight away. So my adrenaline, I'm still in that moment of what? Oh my god, what? I'm still in that moment, and that kind of like naturally led on to who I was picking because the adrenaline was pumping. I hadn't even thought, I hadn't calmed down. And then I think my reason for picking Harry Kane was if Zealand can get him to work, I can get him to work. One of the stupidest, like I compared myself to Zealand. Poor Zealand, he's thinking, if this guy thinks it's me, what? I need to step it up a little bit.
He's watched that and thought, my career's in the mud now.
But yeah, he's thinking, like, seriously, where have I gone wrong? So that's the reason why I picked him. And then my second pick was Christian Eriksen. Now, the reason why I picked Christian Eriksen was because he was one of my golden picks because I feel like...
Oh, yeah.
I felt like he was really well-rounded. But looking back on it, I should have picked Benzema and I should have put James Ward-Prowse. But obviously, at the time, the adrenaline's pumping and all that stuff. I'm still kind of like in that level of excitement. It was a great moment for me personally. Like, it meant so much to me, but at the same time... I hope in the future I get another crack at it, but like where I can do prep and I can do like, that adrenaline isn't there, is unexpected. It is at a moment, so to speak. But yeah, it was great fun.
That's what confused me because you were on the lowdown and then you picked Kane Eriksen. In my head, I was thinking, hold on, Diz has prepped. Like, he's looked through players. What is he doing?
Can I just and also let me just give you, so we were given, I think there was 10 nations and I was given 3 and I was given them on Monday evening, but we didn't have enough time. So then on Tuesday was when I did that prep for those 3 nations. I think I had Germany, Netherlands and
Portugal,
Denmark. So
Denmark.
they're the 3 that I had. So obviously, because you know what it's like. It's like, the wider it's gone or the bigger it's gone or the different nations that we're doing, it's split up differently now and it's getting more and more in depth. But because of that, I didn't have necessarily the amount of time to be as well prepped in the other nations because I was going to be relying on my colleagues, the other 3 who were doing the prep in relation to the other nations. Because that's what you do, right? You rely on each other, especially when you haven't got the full time to prep on everything. So that's why my first actual proper pick was Christian Eriksen. But like I say, Mike, we all have regrets in life. At the end of the day, I still really enjoy doing Big Baller Diz on the Saturday. That's not a regret. But I'm pretty sure that my Streamer Showdown competitive nature of it ended with that Harry Kane pick.
Yeah.
I'm 99.9% sure. So Wednesday at 7:01 or 6:55, I was revealed as mystery manager number 9. I was excited. It was all going crazy. And at 7:01, any chance of me winning that was totally destroyed. So yeah, there's a bit of a behind the scenes scoop in relation to that.
Yeah, but it could be worse, right? I mean, could have lost 2 finals. So,
I mean, what's worse, Mike, if I was you, is being in the final of season 2 and then season 3 finishing below a team that had Harry Kane.
And Christian Eriksen is your first 2.
I mean, levels here, Mike, levels. Let's talk about the community. No, go on.
No, I was going to say, I don't think we'd played each other in a draft until then. Or had we? I don't think so. Maybe like a club shop cup, but I think stream drafts. I don't think there was one.
No, and it was good fun. It was great to spend some time with you, Tafir. And earlier on in the day, you obviously spent some time with me, just make sure that I had everything hooked up correctly with the graphics and everything. So I did really appreciate that. You were an absolute star, to be honest with you. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
And then we talk about the community and like their reception towards me. You're a large part of the social side of the community, aren't you? Because you try and arrange things. You've had a football day. You're arranging TwitchCon, I believe. You've arranged another link up as well in the middle. Why is that so important to you?
Because I feel like safe. Again, I said this in the Scout Center. Streaming here, there could be X amount of people watching, but I feel like I'm in a bubble. Because if this was in person, I feel like I'd really struggle to have 200 people watching, or the feeling of 50 people more come in, led by someone that's raiding, or 70 people leave. It's in person, I think I'd react differently. But where I've built such a community and feeling safe in this space, I wanted to meet people and go out and do things, especially with the lockdown and pandemic. I thought the first time we did it, it was just nice to get a group together that I know, that other people know, and play some football, have a few drinks and have a laugh. And I think bringing the communities together like that in person, I know there's been events before, but like I said, the pandemic kind of, put some brakes on any plans that could have happened. It's just really fun to meet people and connect people, essentially. TwitchCon, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to just because I have something else booked after, and trying to juggle both financially would be quite expensive. But like you said, I want to get another summer match going. If we can get more people, the better. I know some people are really up for it. And I mean, I guess we can extend the invite here to anybody, really, if they'd like to get involved or come and watch or whatever. Time and date, location to be confirmed. But I see there's been like charity matches before. That'd be really cool to have. Like, you could do a draft. You could do like an 11-a-side match for people that would want to play. Have 2 managers. And then have people spectate, and you could raise money for a cause, a charity that's linked with Football Manager, or a charity that's close to someone that's involved, or split it between multiple. I think things like that are really, really fun, and you see different sides of people, and you get to meet people in person, and it really takes relationships and friendships up to another level. Like, I'm so comfortable with you, I gave you my number.
And then I started singing.
Yeah. See, yes, you did. Then I got a voice note saying, "Don't mind me, Mike. I often send voice notes of me singing to my friends when I'm bored." I was like, okay. I look forward to those.
Yeah. It's just fun, isn't it? I love voice notes. It's a recent
thing.
They're
great. When you poke fun at me with them, it's even better. Yeah.
Especially when you're live on stream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've tried to tone that down now, though.
Slowly. Other people have picked it up as you've toned it down. So they must have realised, Diz isn't taking the mick anymore. Everyone else can go up a notch. It's great.
Diz is a genius in some ways because, groundbreaker.
Yeah, get people involved. But no, that would be cool. I just love, like, people that I enjoy talking to and have time for. I mean, it's great. Like, meetups are always cool. And I know FM did them before, and hopefully we can get some more going over the summer.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like you take a lead in that, like you actively take a lead in that, which I think is, every community needs somebody to do that, right? And I feel like you're the Football Manager communities, because I know that quite a few people turned up, especially at your 5-a-side game, including people who you wouldn't necessarily, aren't linked to the Streamer Showdown. So the invite is literally to everyone in the community. So yeah, it's obviously something you've taken a lead on, and I think it's quite nice to have somebody like that to try and bed everyone together.
Yeah, we were supposed to have one in, I think it was like February or March. But different things came up, and the planning on that just went astray essentially, and that's probably on me. But we have mentioned in the group about getting together in the summer and doing something in the summer. So it depends. I can ask around, and if we can do another 5-a-side, great. But if we can, do an 11-a-side somewhere, and like we said, get some more people involved, the more the merrier. And I know some people didn't even come to play football; they just came to meet people, and then for a few drinks in the evening. We did this one in London. I'd like to try and do some more throughout the year in Birmingham, Manchester, make it easier for other people to get to, because London, not everybody drives. London isn't the easiest; it's quite expensive. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully doing another one in the summer and getting you there, Diz. I haven't met you yet.
Yeah, so it would definitely be just for the meeting part.
Yeah, no, that's okay. All right.
Me and running.
Who should pop you in goal?
So
I think people would just want to smash the ball.
Back in the day, so when I was young, and bear in mind we're talking, I'm 38. So when I was young, the bigger guy would go in goal. Mm-hmm. I'll be that guy nowadays. I will be that guy, and I might not be able to save shots by moving, but because I'm such a bigger guy, that will naturally give us an advantage. So I will be that guy. All right, just for you, Mike.
Put you in goal on my team. Yeah. Perfect. I've seen Nerdphonic defend. I'll put him in front of you. You won't have to face a shot.
Oh, fair play, fair play. So we're coming to the end of this interview now, Mike, and I just want to ask a question in relation to your future. Mm-hmm. Where do you see it going in relation to full-time print, streaming, YouTube, everything? Where do you see your future?
In relation to full-time prints, as I said, I think the in-real-life prints is the way to go, as well as FM. I'd love to get a team, like someone that can help me market, someone, I have Z Badlit helps me proofread them, Millie helps me with the silhouettes. There's lots of people that Matt helps me put them into the templates for the website. So I have people that do help me, but I'd love a team that we can try and grow it from there and see where it can go, possibly, I say worldwide, but you never know. You've got to dream big, right? Especially across the UK, definitely. Streaming, I mean, I'm really enjoying it at the moment. I'm having fun with it. I don't really want anything to change. It's really enjoyable. And YouTube, I just need to do more. Like I said, what I need to do is just record a few videos, edit them how I think is best, edit them how I want them to be viewed. And if people watch them and like them, great. And if you don't, then it's not for them. Not everything is going to be for them, but hopefully that would still grow, like the Sweetleftfoot platform in general, grow the community, give more people the chance to engage with other people, grow the streams, and just have everything like green arrows pointing up would be great. I'm having fun with it. There's nothing I'd change. It makes me happy.
Well, that's great to hear. Side note, I don't know if you know, and I don't know how often you check your YouTube. Mm-hmm. You do know that your one season wonder videos are still doing really well. You're still getting like loads of views on them. You've had like something like over 2,000 views in the last month or so. Seeing as you haven't uploaded anything new, I wasn't aware whether you knew that or not. I think you've got a bit more than that, to be honest with you, over the last 30 days.
I'm gonna check that after this this recording.
Just something I picked up from my research.
No, thank you. I check in like every couple of weeks, but again, the YouTube head isn't there, so I don't go into the analytics and the data and things. I just sort of look at your channel page, and that's pretty much it. I do need to put more time into it as soon as possible, because sooner or later the game cycle is going to finish. I'd like to get into the flow of things before FM23. So then when that's released, I know, right, I'm doing this. This is how I record. This is how I edit. This is the style of video. Done. And not have to think too much about it. And then it's just ideas. But no, I didn't know that. I'm glad they're still doing well.
Well, no, it's great to hear. And Mike, thank you so much for appearing on the Scouting Centre. Really wanted you back on because I do feel like you've achieved things that not very many people have. I think only Clates at the time when he became a Twitch partner, I don't think his YouTube presence was as big as it is now, for instance. he's the only person that pops into my mind when I think about somebody who got Twitch partner without that massive presence elsewhere. So it's great to have you on.
He smashed it as well, Clay. Like he was someone I'm rambling on. Sorry, he was someone I went to for advice and looked up to about YouTube and about various other things. So, but it's nice to be in the same bracket. But Diz, thank you so much. Like it's been a genuine pleasure, and I really hope it's not. I wish you could get me back sooner. Like I don't want to wait another 14 months to be back on the scouting centre.
It won't be. So ultimately now, this is my content. So this is now like after like toing and throwing and everything and deciding what I want to do long term. The scouting centre will be long term. So perfect. It's just about keeping it regular, and ultimately I will be, because now this is like what I want to do. So yeah, it will not be 14 months, Mike. I can guarantee that. We will be chatting before the end of the year, and you'll be telling me how full-time Prince has gone worldwide.
It's like music to my ears. I've got my eyes closed here. You can't see me, but it's just thinking about it. Just hand delivering a print to the Bahamas, drinking a pina colada out of a pineapple cone. Is it a cone? Is it a pineapple cone?
I'm just going to mention, if you're hand delivering all of them though, you might not be running much of a profit, just so you know.
Mike, where's the money gone this month? Well, I had that flight to Australia, then to the Bahamas, trekked across America, and then came back.
Excellent. Well, Mike, great to have you on. Thank you so much. And that's it, viewers. I hope you enjoyed the Scouting Centre with sweetleftfoot. Last on around March 2021. Now he's grown so much. He's basically achieved so much, and the sky really is the limit for him. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. We are in the midst of 2 a week, 2 episodes of the Scouting Centre a week, and I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. If you are listening on Spotify, please give it that 5-star review. That would mean the world to me. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.